Hi friends, welcome to this very sacred space. This is Sage Time. I'm Lillian. Here we are in one of my most revered parks of the area. And I was invited to come through a passageway today into this little nook and asked to show you around. Some of the friends. We've got a little friend down here somewhere. I'll see if I can. There he is. That's my boy. And we'll just take a little trip around in a circle. So I've been communing with this forest for decades, really. And today I came in. I haven't been here for a long time. For reasons between the forest and I, we had an agreement and I needed to do some deeper healing, and they wanted to be in connection with me, tandem at a distance. And I'm hearing there's a wonderful thing to be heard and understood in the incredible value of sacred, powerful, loving relationships that take time and space apart, lovingly, respectfully, understanding that there is a need for physical distance, often for so many reasons and many, many layers, depending on, you'll know in what relationship and how that works. And also to experience a different quality of interconnection and relationship when we are separated physically through time and space from our loved ones. And this forest has been a family to me for a very long time, since my young adulthood, really, is when I started deeply connecting. And I'm being asked to remind each and every one of you to offer up the reminder that many of you already know and are in practice, that when entering a forest, when entering a space that you wish to connect with, when approaching a tree or an animal, even a pet, to ask out loud or in your heart, you'll know what's appropriate, with the hand to the heart, ideally, and ask for permission. State your intention and ask for permission to enter their space, their home, their body. This is a body. All of this and beyond is a sacred, sacred body, individually and collectively. And then to wait, and wait for them to respond after asking. Wait for them to show you the signs and speak to you through your nose, your senses, through elements and elementals, through visuals appearing through a portal of branches or trees or what have you. And offer fair and honorable exchange in wisdom and presence, energy, with the same intent. You can see we have someone here behind us, appearing through the moss and the trees, making themselves known, showing themselves as a little bit almost a threatening, but you can feel they're a very gentle, almost timid, but that's their way of protection. And they want to listen in and hear what's going on. They want to be included. They want to be loved and respected. And most of all, they want to feel safe. They want to feel like they have a home that is safe and honored and respected and gives them the space and the solidarity and the peace to nourish themselves and develop and evolve themselves, to challenge themselves and grow, just like we need. And the more we honor that in others, especially those others that have been so ignored and dismissed by humanity through the ages. Not all humans, of course, but most. And we seek reconciliation for the violations and assaults that we have imposed upon us or our ancestors have. And simply by existing right now. And also to speak forward the commitment of personal responsibility as an individual that we are. I reminded them here that I am here to take responsibility and accountability for all my choices that affect them, as I recognize they do for me too. And the wind just like lit up and blew in all these directions, and the smells ignited and spoke to me of hurt feelings and appreciation and so many different thoughts and feelings of conversation. And they simply, more than anything, appreciate our attention and value and presence and intention to do better. And so they've been speaking to me. I've put my right hand, the masculine hand, on one tree, offering and asking for support in alchemizing, and then my left hand, the feminine, to receive on another tree. And that tree, I had, of course, asked and then let it go and forgotten almost, that I had asked for the courage and energetic strength and life essence, vitality, to not be so shaken by people, things, and chaos, and the things that they do that, rack my nervous system as well as ignite I don't know, defense mechanisms, trauma mechanisms, and so forth, from all the alchemization of ancestors and beyond that I've been doing here. So my senses are, of course, very high, and I don't want to lose my sensitivity. And so when I asked for the teaching of that, and then I let that request go, and then I walked more, and I placed there's those confirmation tears, I placed my left hand on a tree, and I felt the coding, the wisdom being entered in me through that heart point in the palm of the left hand, the feminine receiving hand. And now there's all kinds of ringing and tones coming in, and I felt it move into my heart, and I grounded myself more through the feet. And this particular tree showed me a different way to ground my energy, and a way to be simultaneously powerfully strong and receptive in a new layer. And of course I wanted to hold on to it and memorize it and figure it out in the moment. And as I started almost towards that inclination, all these images came through the bark. Hearts and horses and faces and people and all, and they were saying these are all the animals that have peed on our roots, and humans that have touched our bark, and all the sights and experiences and things that they have encountered throughout their lifetime. And they said, just let it in, and they showed me through, there aren't words, I can put words there that we use, but there aren't words that properly explain it. But they taught me, and I let go of holding on to understanding it and memorizing it. I grounded it through my body into the earth, opened my upper chakras to allow those Celestine dragons that had come forth in the earlier reading and wanted to, I didn't know at the time, but wanted me to bring them and myself into this beautiful sacred space, this place that is my home. These are people to me, and they are my family, as I know many other feel the same. And so with that, I'm going to bring this angle down a little bit and let Whittle and I say we love you. Thank you for sharing this gorgeous moment with us. Be well, be loved, be whole. Aho.